Welcome to Mike Brown Barbecue. Today we're going to smoke pork steaks on this 250-gallon offset smoker. Stay tuned. Alright guys, it's time to burn us down a coal bed for today's cook. Today I'm taking the easy way out, which is a chimney. I love charcoal. So today, for the wood that I'm burning down, got these old ugly pieces of dry wood from my dry wood pile that I normally burn in my fire pit, burn down for coal beds. This is what's going on today. I need to burn this stuff down. Just like that, we got us a coal bed of burning. That'll take about an hour to burn down. In the meantime, let's go season up our meat. Stay tuned. Alright folks, time to get these pork steaks seasoned up. I didn't cut these myself, I kind of cheated. I got them at my local grocery store. They're actually labeled pork butt roast, but they're cut thin. And these are about, well I say thin, these are 2 inches thick, but that's how thick I like them pork steaks. So if you ever see these in the store, and don't get misled, that is a pork steak. It's part of the pork butt, and it'll cook down nicely. Just a little tip if you don't feel like cutting your own. Or you can have your butcher cut them custom made for you. Either way, get this opened up. There's one right there. This one right here doesn't have the bone in it, and this one does have a bone in it. Either way, it's not going to hurt. This is going to be a real simple seasoning right here with our 16 mesh black pepper. And we're going to go heavy with this because it's a thick piece of meat. Give it a good pat in. Our other one. It's not going to hurt to go thick with your seasoning on this, folks. See that bone better right there? Alright, we got them peppered up. Next, we're going to go with our Mondler's Fiesta Season-All. We'll put a decent layer of that also. It's not going to hurt. And this is just the way that I like to season my pork steaks, folks. You can put any combination of seasoning that you want on this, and it's not going to hurt. It's just a flavor profile I like for smoking my meats here lately. Give that a good pat in. Don't forget your sides. That one's seasoned up. Let's do this one. And it doesn't matter what side your presentation side on these either, so when you throw them down, you just season them all up. It don't matter. But there is a certain way I like to put these on the pit, and I'll show y'all when we get to that point. Alright, folks, there you have it. Super simple, season up thick pork steaks. Gonna be going on the pit. Stay tuned. Alright, folks, as you all know, I like to put my meat on as soon as my coal bed burns down. So our coal bed is burnt down. It's time to put the meat on. And look at that beautiful pork steak right there. That seasoning's nice and soaked into it. It's sweated out. It's time to put these on. Now, the way I like to put these on the pit is there's a big band of fat right here, which is the fat cap on the pork butt. I like to face it toward the fire right here. I want the brunt of that heat coming over to catch that fat right there and crisp it up real nice. And nice. and sweat it out. Pepper's soaked in, the finally seasoned all salt soaked in. Same thing with this one. We got the big band of fat right there, the fat cap. We're gonna put this one right here, and that's where I'm gonna leave them the whole cook. I want that fat cap right there to catch all the heat and crisp that fat up. I'm not gonna run this cook like I would a typical cook. I like to run these pork steaks a little bit hotter, and my fire not real wild, but a little bit wilder. There's not a certain internal temp in here that we're trying to hit. I'm just trying to cook this thing through and crisp up all the fat on the edges and make a real good pork steak. It's going to be tender no matter what. You can cook it all the way to 155 and pull it, it'll be tender, or you can cook it all the way to 180 and it's going to be tender. Either way, it's going to be good. We'll pull these off when I'm satisfied with it, and we'll see how it goes for our Texas style pork steaks. Let's go throw our wood on the fire, folks. Stay tuned. Alright, folks, so we got our coal bed burnt down. All that ugly wood's burnt down. Go ahead, smash this coal bed down. And that is a nice, hot, healthy coal bed right there. Big coal bed, just the way I like them. So you know the drill, folks. We're going to go on with thick, dense pieces of greener logs. When I say greener logs, I mean dense logs, more moisture. We want to put the smoke flavor on this meat up front with that. Another one right here. And just to let you guys know, we are burning red oak today. Good, dense pieces of seasoned red oak. Spread far apart for a nice, slower burning fire. So like I said on this pork steak cook, I'm not going to run the typical low and slow fire I do. It'll be what I like to call a medium fire. It'll burn somewhat decent, but it's going to be a little bit hotter than normal. And that way I can get that pork steak a little bit crisp. I'll bring you guys back here in probably about 2 hours when we check on that pork steak. Stay tuned. Alright, folks. So we're 2 hours in. It's time to check these pork steaks out and see what we got. And they're looking real nice. Not too bad. You can see it ain't too bad off. That's hot. So what I want to do at this point is they're kind of dry on the outside. I'm going to do what I do with my chicken and turkey breast, and that's put a little bit of butter on the outside of this. I would prefer to use spray butter, but all I got is squeeze butter, and that's Parkay. So we'll put a little bit on the outside here, and we'll spread it out with our hands. Just kind of pat it around a little bit. You don't want to rub your rub off. This will rehydrate the outside. You don't really have to do it, but this is something that I like to do. Pat it all around, get it on there nice and good. Our fat starting to kind of render a little bit on the outside right there. These are not looking bad. So I got that butter on there. Now it's time to go manage this fire. These are probably going to go another 2 hours. So like I said, I'm not looking for a certain internal temp. I'm just looking at color and fat render. So let's go manage that fire. Stay tuned. Alright, folks, so the time has come to manage the fire. And looks like one of our channel logs fell off, but it's gone. It's time to crunch this up into our next coal bed. Just like that. Move this coal bed up just a little bit. We'll go on with our next logs. You'll notice this one right here didn't quite burn up. I'm just gonna bury him on down in the coals. Just like that. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. So again, we'll go on with dense green logs. Spread far apart. Just like that. 2 logs up top. This may be the last time we manage a fire. It may not be. Just depends on how these pork steaks cook down. So we got the fire managed. We got about 1,000,000 love bugs out here. For some reason they're attracted to the smoke. And I'll bring you guys back here in about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, when we check back up on them pork steaks. Stay tuned. Alright folks, it's time to check on our pork steaks. We're at the 4-hour mark. Keep in mind, these were pretty good sized pork steaks. They're about 2 inches thick and weighed about a little over 3 pounds a piece, so it takes a minute. Let's see what they're looking like. They're not looking too bad. Everything, the fat's nice and rendered on the edge. It's looking good. Nothing's really burnt, but they're still a little tense. So I'm gonna let them ride out a little bit longer. I don't know what the internal temp of them is, but I'm probably gonna let these go for about another hour. Then I'm gonna pull them off and give them a real nice long rest before I slice them. So I know one thing, our temperatures dropped, so we're gonna go manage that fire one more time. Y'all stay tuned. Alright folks, this will be the last time we manage the fire. Let's see what we got. Everything's burnt down. This will be our new coal bed. Scoot it up just a hair. And we'll put our next logs on. I'm not gonna go with no big dense logs, just regular dry logs at this point is all we need to get us through the rest of this cook. Just like that, and our fire is managed up. Here in about 1 hour, I got a feeling these pork steaks will be done, and we'll pull them. So I'll see you guys then. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're a little bit past the 5-hour mark, and we're going to check these pork steaks out and see what we got. And those are looking good. They got some bark built up on them. They feel a little bit more tender. I'm going to call those done. The fat's rendered on them. It's crisp. It's real soft. I can poke my finger through it. Give you a close up of that. That's what it's looking like. So my next step with these is I'm going to pull them off and wrap them up tight and full and let them rest in my food warmer for about 3 to 4 hours until I get ready to slice them up for the game later. So it's an easy way to do some thick cut pork steaks just like this. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You see this other meat right here, that's some pork chops I got smoking for here in a little bit. I'm about to reverse sear them. I'm not doing a video on that, but last time I had this pit open, I went ahead and threw them on, let them get some smoke. So anyway, the pork steak is done. We're gonna wrap it up real tight and full and let it rest in the food warmer at about 140. If you're curious about the food warmer I'm using, I'll put a card up here in the corner for the turkey breast video I did that goes over that food warmer that I use to rest my barbecue in. So I'll see you guys when we slice these up. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so the time has come. Let's see what our pork steak looks like. We're gonna go with the bone-in one. See, that's looking real nice. Got a nice dark color to it. Got some good bark build up. It's nice and juicy. Got a little bit of juice in here. We'll pour over it. See what that's looking like with the juice on it. Nice and beautiful. Our fat's well rendered down on it. There's only one thing left to do. And we're going to slice this thing open. See how we did, folks. about as far as we're gonna get on the slicing. See how juicy that is. That is juicy. I think we got a winner here. So I like trying the end piece right here. The end piece is nice and rendered down. It looks good. Let's give it a try. Alright folks, so we got the end piece right here. Let's give it a try. That is melting your mouth tender. That's very, very good. That's actually what used to be a part of the money mussel, that end piece. Alright, we'll try a piece right here from the middle. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Juice pouring all out of it. It's nice and tender. Pulls right apart. Let's give it a try. I'm telling you guys, thick cut pork steaks is one of my favorite things to eat. It is so good. So good. And then these ends right here with the fat really rendered down on them. So smoky and so rich. So you get the black pepper, you get the seasonal salt. At the same time, you get that good red oak smoke flavor. And this has got very good bark on it. This was a very overall success. We got good smoke ring on it, good bark, awesome flavor, juicy, tender. Couldn't ask for a better cut of pork steak. So there you have it, guys. It's easy, it's simple, it's very forgiving. Hey, even if you do overcook the pork steak, then it turns into pulled pork. So it's a win-win either way, even if you screw it up. So I highly encourage you guys to do this. It's not hard. These pork steaks weighed about 3 pounds a piece. They took about 5 hours to cook, and then I rested them for 3 hours in my food warmer. So that's it, folks. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.